So an image has been making the rounds online this week of the familiar Nintendo warranty label, complete with the helpline tips so many of us remember from our childhood. However, instead of a phone number to call, they've replaced it with a guide on how to Google for your video game-related problems.
That sounds fair.
Right?
That sounds fair.
I saw that. I'm like, I can't say that I really blame them.
Is that the same helpline that's listed on the inside of like every device that Nintendo's ever made?
I think that's what it is. I think that they replaced the original helpline now with just, hey,
Remember when we pulled the NES out of the bag and you were like, we should call that number? We would have gotten instructions on how to Google shit.
how to Google.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, although, I have to say that I'm not surprised, but I also, I kind of get it. My sister's been sending PayPal payments, like she's been selling stuff, right? And she's like, I don't have a PayPal. Can I just have them send it to you?
Yeah.
I thought that was like a 1 or 2 time thing. It's been like 4 or 5 times. She was like, can you also send him an invoice too? And I'm like, no, you need to do this yourself. Like I sent her a link that was literally just, this is how you make an invoice. And she couldn't do it. I'm like, you literally just have to Google. That's what I said.
Charge her.
I'm like, from here on out, it's 10%.
There you go.
She went and made her own.
God damn it.
Yeah, right. As soon as I start to try and make money off of it. Speaking of Nintendo,
God forbid you try to help yourself.
Right? Just a little bit.
If she ever like yells at you for being broke or poor, just remind her of that. Like, any opportunity that I took to try to get myself out of the hole, you just stole right from under me.
That's right. So Nintendo announced last week Project Labo, you're not wrong, which is effectively cardboard used to create do-it-yourself accessories for the Switch. They made pretty clear in the advertising that it was for kids, something to get them more involved creatively in using the Switch. Labo launches on April 20th in 2 different kits, one including stuff for the RC car, fishing pole, and piano for $69.99, and one for a robot suit for $79.99.
This is the dumbest thing.
Did you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is the dumbest shit. Why?
Oh, I mean, it's for kids, and most kids stuff is dumb anyway, right?
Yeah, except $70?
Okay, the price is... Yeah, you're right. The price is
$70. $70.
Yes, okay. Price aside, let's talk about concept. Right? What do you think of the concept?
$70.
You can't get past the price, can you?
$70.
Okay, Nika, do you have anything to add besides $70? And to be fair, the second one's $80.
Just realized I was muted. I didn't watch the video, so what kind of accessories are you supposed to be able to make?
All right, so again, the ones that are being released is an RC car, a fishing pole, a piano, and a robot suit. And essentially what this is it's sheets of cardboard that you pop out or cut out, and then you like make them into like the piano. And there's a place to set the Switch and to put the Joy-Cons, and then when you press the keys, it's like a piano.
$70.
Okay, that's not nearly as cool as I was thinking it would be. Yeah, no.
What did you think that it was?
I don't know. I don't know. I was hoping you could put like, I don't know. I actually don't know what I was thinking, but I figured that it would be something that you could like manipulate into something more creative than what they give you, so that adults would probably buy it and be like, oh, I could actually make some really cool like
no
Kingdom Hearts thing to attach to mine.
$70.
Definitely. Specifically for kids, because in fact there were people like Nate here, adults, that are complaining that Nintendo is wasting their time on kiddie stuff like this, because why would we as adults want this? And they're like, because it's for kids.
$70.
Yeah, but no, what
dollars
for a kid that much? Like we were just talking about how it was hard for our parents to buy a $40 or $50 game. Who's going to buy a $70 thing to just attach on that does?
Well, it's something you have to actually make it. Like it's not just you take a piano out of a box. Like there's like that's part of I think the creative process of it, the crafty process.
With Legos,
$70.
Okay, moving on. Nintendo of Europe conducted a survey this week asking gamers which 2018 release they were most looking forward to. And interestingly, right down at the bottom was a simply titled Pokemon RPG. This has further fueled speculation that we might see the Switch's first Pokemon title in the holiday season of this year.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We got Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon just came out.
I know. Usually there's at least
it.
a year, I think, between the sort of secondary release and whatever the next new one is.
Right.
But I mean, think about it. think about it like this, okay? So the A team created Sun and Moon, and that was now when this is rumored to have came out. Sun and Moon would have released 2 years prior to that, right?
Right.
That was the A team.
And Stars was a thing. They just scrapped it.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a thing. It was just going to be a straight port for Sun and Moon to the Switch, and then they decided to scrap it and do something original.
Okay, because this is what my thinking was. Since the A team technically hasn't been working on anything since Sun and Moon, since it was the B team that did Ultra Sun and Moon, they could have already been working on this for,
it's possible.
by this time, 2 years at that point.
Assets for I think all 800 or so Pokemon were there.
That's right. Because they were just going to upscale everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, it's entirely possible. That's a very, very weird release schedule, and I mean they must. If that's the case, they're really trying to capitalize on the momentum that they have.
If it is going to really, usually it's around like November-ish, maybe early December when we see these holiday releases.
Yeah.
When do you think we might start hearing or seeing like actual either images or footage or stuff?
It's got to be the next Treehouse, man.
Didn't we just had like a mini Treehouse?
We just had one. Yeah, it's got to be the next Treehouse.
All right. Well, fingers crossed then.
E3 maybe?
That June, July?
I mean, it'd be really quick to release, but I feel like we'd have to get a title confirmation and then more like an info dump at E3.
It would be a big info dump, too.
Well, remember the Sun and Moon info dump that we had gotten, what was that, 2 or 3 years ago?
That's fair. That was pretty big, too.
Yeah, it was a huge one.
Because
there was... We were waiting on another announcement from Nintendo, and they did the big Pokemon Sun and Moon info dump, and we were like, God damn it, these Pokemon are stupid.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they are. I mean, honestly.
A vast majority of them
most of the Alola ones, yeah.
Very, very dumb.
Yeah.
Game Central got to do an interview with Square